Welcome in to Alive on Purpose, where we talk about the hard subjects, right? The things that many individuals trip over and sometimes can't manage to get back up to live a normal life, right? Today we're going to talk about pain, and although inevitable, continuing to suffer is a choice. Okay? If that doesn't make sense, stick with me and I'll explain further. Okay? All right, so let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so again, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. It's optional. Okay, we've all gone through things that we didn't choose, right, or expect. Loss, betrayal, addiction, abuse, prison, rejection, hey, whatever. And it leaves scars. Trauma leaves scars, right? Yes, but what if those scars could tell a story instead of define you? Today I want to talk about something that changed my life. How finding meaning and purpose in pain doesn't erase it, it transforms it. And when that happens, the suffering starts to lose its power over you. Okay? So pain is what happens to you. Suffering is the story that you attach to it. When we experience trauma, we often relive it over and over and over again. Not because it's still happening, but because we haven't found the meaning behind it yet. Right? Pain says, this hurt me. Suffering says, this broke me. The meaning says, this shaped me into who I am today. When you start to see your pain as a teacher, not just a punishment, that's when you begin to take your power back. Okay? For most of my life, I ran from pain. Drugs, alcohol, chaos, religion, rebellion, anything that could numb what I didn't want to feel. I thought if I buried it deep enough, it would disappear. But when I hit the bottom, when I was sitting in a prison cell, okay, I realized something. The pain wasn't my enemy, it was my mirror. Okay? Every trauma, every heartbreak, every mistake was trying to show me something, right? I hadn't learned yet about myself. Well, the suffering stopped when I started asking different questions. Okay, not why. Okay, not why me, but what is this trying to teach me? Okay? Even psychologists have found that when people find meaning in tragedy, whether it's losing someone, surviving addiction, or escaping abuse, the brain responds differently. Okay? Instead of staying trapped in fight or flight, it starts to build new connections. That's healing in action. Okay? Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote, those who have a why, a why to live can bear almost any how. Meaning doesn't erase pain, it just gives it purpose. And purpose makes pain bearable. So how do you actually do that? How do you find meaning when life has kicked you in the teeth? Okay, it's not easy, but you start here. Ask yourself, what did this experience reveal about me? My strength, my resilience, my values? Who can I help now because of what I've been through? Okay. What part of my story could bring light to someone else's darkness? Right? When you use your pain to serve others, something powerful happens, right? Some sort of transformation. The wound becomes wisdom. And when your story helps someone else heal, it stops being just your burden. It becomes your contribution. You may never be grateful for what happened, and that's perfectly fine and normal. But you can be grateful for what it awakened in you and the opportunities that it's presented. When you find meaning in your trauma, suffering cannot survive. It's impossible to continue to suffer because meaning brings understanding, and understanding brings peace. So if you're in pain right now, don't rush to escape it. Ask what it's trying to show you, teach you. Remember, the goal isn't to forget your past, it's to redeem it. You didn't go through all that for nothing. You're still here because there's purpose in your pain. If this spoke to you today, subscribe to Alive on Purpose and share this video with someone who's still carrying pain. Let's build a community of people who've been broken but came back awake. I'm John Briggs, Transformational Resilience Coach. You can always just DM me for a life-changing coaching experience at no cost. And I appreciate you being here, putting up with these dogs next door that are barking at me. But you know what? That's just part of life. You know, just push through it. Thank you.